Hey there, Colin here, founder of cs-bcoaching.com. Thank you for joining me. This week marks the 15th anniversary of the horrific events of the 9th of September, otherwise known as 9/11. 15 years ago, a moment of great emotional impact touched many of our lives. Similarly, when JFK was assassinated, many people can relate back to exactly what they were doing and where they were at a moment of such great emotional impact. Bob Proctor, who I am fortunate to count as a personal coach and mentor, believes that there are two factors which can influence change. The first of which is constant spaced repetition, which is essentially doing the same thing over and over again until it becomes a habit. A perfect example I will give will be when you learn to walk. Now, if you can think that far back, it was hard work. You probably fell over a few times, had a few cuts and scrapes, but for those of us still fortunate enough to have the use of our legs, it's second nature. We don't have to give it any thought to be able to actually put one foot in front of the other and walk. But it was very, very difficult when we first started out doing it. Repetition is the mother of skill, and skill is the mother of mastery. The more that you can practice something, the more that you can do it, the easier it becomes. It becomes second nature, it becomes a new habit. And that is essentially the thinking behind the program that we as Certified Proctor Gallagher Institute consultants deliver. A program called Thinking into Results, which is based predominantly on constant spaced repetition, which facilitates that change. The change in terms of the emotional, intellectual and behavioural, therefore your results. And the second factor that Bob lists in terms of being able to initiate change is what he calls emotional impact. And at the risk of sounding morbid, if your doctor, for example, were to say to you today that you had 6 months left to live, would you live today any different to the way that you lived yesterday? If you knew that you had 6 months left, would you still be doing your day to day? Would you still be involved in the constant monotony? Or would you start to live the life that you know that you are capable of living, the life of your dreams? What's holding you back? Do you need to wait for that moment of truth, that terrible news of some awful event, or a prognosis that will change your life forever to make that change? There's no time like the present. Why wait for that moment of emotional impact when you know that you have the power within you to make a change today? Something that I tend to use quite a lot, one of the Chinese proverbs that I tend to use fairly regularly, is that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Now, if you can jump back in your time machine, plant the tree and come back to the present, that would be absolutely amazing, but you can't. So the second best time to plant that tree would be today. Today is the perfect time to invest in your future, to make that change, to do something. Don't wait for the terrible news. Don't wait for that emotional impact to spur you into action. Don't wait to take action. Even if it's imperfect action, take imperfect action. Build that momentum. Start taking the small steps. And remember that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start taking those small steps. The best thing that you can do in terms of honouring the people who gave their lives, trying to protect people like us, trying to protect the lives of people like us, is to live the life that you are worthy of living. There is no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one that you are capable of living. That's what Nelson Mandela said. We will remember 9/11. We will remember JFK. We will remember moments of emotional impact. But in terms of honouring that memory, let's learn from them. Let's develop. Let's use that as the springboard to give us the lives that we deserve. The lives that many people died trying to protect. We will remember. Thank you for your time.